I'm fully prepared with everything I need for the Jay-Z documentary. The moment he sent that legal letter, I knew I had to let the world see who he really is. He and Diddy are cut from the same cloth. He just hides his arrogance and control behind a cleaner image. Our feud has lasted 20 years, and I know better than anyone what he's done in the shadows. I even suspect that so-called funeral bouquet wasn't Diddy's idea at all, but Jay-Z acting on his behalf. Back when Nicki Minaj posted that video of him wearing a pink wig, all I did was repost it, and he got so nervous he had his lawyers threaten me. In 2015, Nicki worked her ass off helping him build his platform, and he allegedly pocketed her $7.9 million in royalties. And then there's his fingerprints all over key incidents through the years, whether it's the elevator footage or the guest list at Diddy's parties. He was involved, clearly, but somehow he always walks away untouched. That's what he's best at, pulling strings behind the scenes while pretending to be spotless in public. And now that a corner of the darkness has been ripped open, I'm not stopping. Everything my team and I are doing isn't about attacking anyone, it's about making sure the truth can't be buried by him ever again.
It's like this, like
We had a black billionaire's lunch.
sitting there like, yeah. Like,
And we here together, and we gonna keep staying together. We getting tighter.
I don't know anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year. Yo, I feel like I'm normal again. Get out of here.
Jay-Z is under intense pressure after 50 Cent allegedly leaked details of his private correspondence with Diddy. This development raises fresh scrutiny, as Jay-Z has long faced allegations of disturbing involvement alongside Diddy. Now, those claims are resurfacing publicly, fueling speculation and putting Jay-Z's reputation under serious strain today worldwide.
Sean Carter aided and abetted or was directly involved. It's about to get real tense, and there's a lot of girls and boys who are still trapped inside the...
In past interviews, 50 Cent said he never joined Diddy's inner circle. He explained that certain invitations and situations made him uncomfortable years ago, which is why he kept his distance. That separation, he says, allows him to speak freely now. When allegations surfaced, he learned through the news, and none of it shocked him.
Wright explained that Jay-Z is worse than Diddy. She explained how Jay-Z has done worse things than what Diddy did to Cassie to other females. And she said that she has the scars to prove it. She alleged that at one time Jay-Z attacked her and got it on film like Diddy did. And she alleged that this is why Jay-Z is totally pulling away from Diddy and you don't see him around. And it's been alleged for quite a while that Jay-Z is pulling away from Diddy because he doesn't want himself caught in the crossfire. I mean, you even have 50 Cent at this point talking about how Jay-Z is in hiding while this whole Diddy thing blows over. And you even have these accusations of Jay-Z being responsible for what happened to Cassie White. So I'm going to go ahead and roll you guys this clip of everything that Jag had to say about Jay-Z being worse than Diddy. And you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Sean Carter is just as bad as the diddler. And I know that for a fact. I got the scars to prove it. You want to know what a box cutter feels like going into your skin and ripping you? I can tell you how it feels. Y'all ain't seen shit yet. That Cassie shit, that's nothing. I'm saying Sean Carter remembers everything he did to me and he's got it on tape. Just like Diddy. And they're gonna be crazy. It's gonna be the women that give him in the end.
As the investigation expanded, attention gradually turned toward Jay-Z. Many questioned why he remained silent as events surrounding Diddy unfolded. That quiet response raised suspicion for some observers. Others speculated his team may have been aware his name appeared in civil filings and chose caution. Even without charges, concern grew that reputational harm was already underway. Social media amplified the situation, with unverified rumors spreading rapidly and intensifying scrutiny around past allegations.
Exactly what Jay-Z's accuser is saying, that even though she dropped the lawsuit, she still stands by what she says, and she only dropped it because of harassment and the fact that she's terrified of Jay-Z. She says that Jay-Z is allegedly bullying her into saying that her accusations were false. In fact, in new legal documents, she is claiming that she was recently approached outside of her home and cornered by two people who told her they were investigators working for one of Jay-Z's lawyers. She claims they tried to get her to sign an affidavit stating that her art claims against Jay-Z were false, but she refused. Jane Doe also claims the alleged investigators asked her if her attorney, Tony Busby, sought her out as a client and offered her money to pursue false claims against Jay-Z, two allegations she says she denied. He says this alleged confrontation left her intimidated and terrified, wondering how they found her when her identity had remained anonymous in media reports and legal proceedings. He also claims that her parents were approached by two investigators asking similar questions about Busby and her R story. In the new documents she revealed she decided to drop the claim because she was frightened by the reaction from Jay-Z and his supporters. She says she feared she would be publicly outed and subjected to public.
Industry insiders say that even a single criminal investigation could change everything, not just for Diddy, but for anyone closely associated with him. That belief is why many argue 50 Cent's documentary is so significant. It's not focused on one individual, but on how power operated behind closed doors, who knew what, and who could be implicated next. Commentators have also questioned how Diddy remained protected for so long. Some suggest he maintained influence by aligning himself with powerful figures and tightly controlling information as rumors circulated. Reports have even claimed Diddy may be cooperating with authorities to lessen his legal exposure. One alleged aspect of that cooperation, according to speculation, involves providing information about Jay-Z, a claim that has further fueled intense public debate.
Will Diddy start snitching?
He better. But the only thing I'm interested in him talking about is everything he knows about Kathy Coriana White. See, I know you know what happened. Diddy, you know that. You and Jay-Z down in Vegas in town with Claudia. Why don't you just talk about Kathy? That might help. That might help a lot. Kathy Coriana White, Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died 24 hours after she announced that she was going public with their relationship and the baby. What? Or are you the one who paid the same coroner that you? Well, Diddy, you should.
Why not focus on Kathy? That might help. Now that the documentary has officially been released, one thing is clear. This story isn't only about the past, but about what comes next. Each new revelation increases scrutiny on those who remained silent, particularly Jay-Z. That attention matters because Jay-Z and Diddy have a long history together. Gene Deal, especially, did not hold back when questioned about their relationship. His comments followed a statement from Jay-Z's lawyer claiming the two were never particularly close. From Gene's perspective, that explanation simply didn't make sense, and he suggested the public record tells a very different story.
This was Diddy and Jay-Z. They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball, they wasn't playing baseball, they wasn't playing football, and they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his ass, then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z. Now, I don't know what kind of statement, and I can't say, I wish I could say half a homo, but I know I can't say it. But I don't know what kind of half a homo that is. And you trying to say that you're not close to somebody. You coming on stage, patting them on their ass, and then you making a broad statement to the public, can't nobody call me Sean but Sean Carter. And I heard Jay-Z said the same thing about them. But they were so close that they had matching white girls together. Because when they used to see each other, they used to say, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? He'd be like, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? So, I guess that's a certain type of closeness.
I ain't know anything about that, man. I ain't know about, the Jay touching his, I gotta go see the video. I ain't hear about that.
Come on, man. Everybody's seen that. 50 even pointed it out. Excuse me. When they was in ATL on stage. Remember when 50 bum rushed the stage with them?
Yeah, I think I recall that.
When Puff came on stage, first thing he did was pat Jay-Z on that. But I forgot. That's your favorite rapper.
Pockets 1A, 1B. But what's your issue with Jay, man? I didn't know you had an issue with him.
I'm never a fan of somebody that I was gonna knock out.
To Gene, that level of familiarity spoke volumes. He also pointed to a moment during a show in Atlanta when Diddy brought Jay-Z on stage, noting how natural and comfortable their interaction appeared. Many viewers noticed it, and 50 Cent later highlighted the clip publicly, keeping it in circulation online. When asked whether he had a personal issue with Jay-Z, Gene said it wasn't about admiration or dislike. He recalled a past situation where tensions ran high, yet Jay-Z seemed not to remember it later at all. According to Gene, that's how some people at the top function. They pass through conflicts, leave consequences behind, and then move on largely unaware, because they exist in an entirely different world from everyone else.
How these guys are, man. They'll cause situations and cause problems, and then they'll forget what they've done because they're on a whole nother atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit that he did, you gotta understand, like, now he'll say that they're kids because he's raising kids of his own. You understand? But how would you like it that Blue Ivory, 15, 16 years old, 17, 18 years old, dating a nigga in his early 30s? You're not gonna go for that. No matter what she came through in Hollywood. But you gotta understand, guys who was around then, we didn't know Jay-Z them ages. We didn't know these cats' age. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't having no beards and nothing like that. They was wearing low cuts. You understand? Clean face. I would have never believed when Jay was coming around the block, scooping up the young girls and stuff like that he was 30 years old. If they 17, 18, 16 years old, and they 22, you thinking they 22, 23, something like that, 24 years old? They mama and them need to check them. They daddy and them need to check them. But that's not that far off. But for somebody to be 30 years old in their 30s, and they dealing with kids 16 years old, 17, 18 years, now that's a problem, that's an issue. And now he see that because he's raising kids. And he got a young daughter. I think he got another daughter that he didn't claim, and now he claiming her. These cats was doing a whole lot of stuff that people in the industry won't speak on. And then now that you're speaking on it and it's becoming where is that you can get on YouTube and you can talk about this shit and say what you seen or say what you heard, you understand, or what you know. Some people look at it being a problem. But these cats ain't street cats. They entertainers.
Dame Dash, Jay-Z's former close friend, also recently addressed the serious accusations surrounding him. What stood out most to Dame wasn't only the allegations themselves, but the public reaction to them. He said he had never seen Jay-Z face this level of scrutiny before. For decades, Jay-Z appeared untouchable, particularly in mainstream media. But this time that sense of protection seemed noticeably absent.
It's odd to see him in that way, getting looked at in that way by white people. Like Jay does, yeah. And I hope that shit didn't happen. But I'm like, damn, they the world real. Like, people on a certain level have been fucking with him a certain way where he couldn't do no wrong for like 25 years straight. This is the first time he's not getting a pass with white media. Like, he can control black media because a lot of them either work or do business with him. But like, drink champs can't get him out of this one. And neither can Charlemagne. Because, those are the guys that hold him down no matter what he does anyway. So he got to get to People Magazine and Entertainment Tonight right now. They on his head. But the question is why? Like, why now? Because for me, I'd be like, yo, that's so ridiculous. Yo, take that to trial. She's not going to win. Let's get a deposition or something. So I don't know why they get on his head so much. Pause. But you never seen him, under this, you never seen him in this position. You have to explain himself. Pause.
How you feel about the statement he did?
I mean, I didn't hear him say anything. I heard a piece of, like I said, for me, I'm doing an interview, so I talk. I thought it was long. For a statement, I thought it was long, pause. But, I think right now, his silence is the worst thing for him. If he is innocent, he needs to let people ask him questions. He needs to be able to say his side of the story, as opposed to letting that roll.
Dame also criticized efforts to completely distance Jay-Z from Diddy, saying that claiming they were never friends was an extreme statement and one that would likely spark public backlash.
Like, I don't think I would have said that you didn't know Puff at all or wasn't a friend. Said that was a little extreme. Said that was the wrong choice of words. I think that's going to trigger a lot of backlash. But the thing is, I never seen him get backlash at all. So that's what I'm saying. Now he getting backlash. Like, when did you know Jay-Z to be on his heels other than when he got beat up in the elevator? But that was nothing. But I've never seen him under the fire ever. Not in a long time. I've never seen people on his head like that, Paul. Ever.
Yeah, this might be my first time seeing people come at him like this.
Like I said, I didn't hear him say anything. Like, I'm not some white man speaking for another black man doesn't add up. It just doesn't work like that. Like, he doesn't know what to say on Jay's behalf. Jay would have to say that. So he instructed him to say that. Like, you don't even know if Jay told him to say that. He could have got off the stage and they were like, why'd you say that? He was like, I had to. Like, he probably said it because homeboy wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Like, I didn't hear him say anything. I haven't heard Jay say a word yet. Have you?
I haven't heard him say anything.
There it is. So y'all going by a piece of paper with words, don't get caught up in it. I have not heard him say one thing yet. Until I see him speak, he hasn't spoke to me. That's why I said I don't think he did not say that. His lawyer said it. So what else is a lawyer gonna say?
What surprised Dame most was that this marked the first time he could recall Jay-Z being pushed into a sustained defensive position, outside of a few isolated moments in the past. For most of his career, Jay-Z rarely had to explain himself publicly. Now Dame says the pressure feels real, constant, and unavoidable. That shift raises a larger question. Why does 50 Cent appear so focused on calling Jay-Z out? The shared history with Diddy alone doesn't fully explain it. According to Tony Yeo, the tension between 50 and Jay-Z stretches back years and is rooted in competition, loyalty, and differing priorities. Yeo explained that hip-hop has always been competitive by nature. Artists clash, egos collide, and rivalries can become intense. Still, there are moments when people mature and move forward. He pointed to a recent performance where 50 Cent shared the stage with Dr. Dre and Cameron unexpectedly joined them. Years earlier, there had been issues between them, But that moment reflected growth and reconciliation. Cameron has also suggested that Jay-Z values business over hip-hop culture, a perspective Yayo said many people understand. He noted that Jay-Z often appears at major corporate-style events, yet hasn't shown the same visible support for grassroots hip-hop moments that matter deeply to artists like 50. To some, that contrast helps explain why old tensions continue to resurface now.
And there was this one part where 50 was talking, and he was saying, yeah, when Yayo was locked up, every G-Unit show, we actually put aside the money.
Bro, I told you.
And he had like a, he was like, yeah, like $1 million.
Right. I just told you, when I came out of my building, I see the Statue of Liberty. There was no way I was getting shot there. And this is what I kind of tell you is like, when we was talking about stacks with the Porsche, 50's not going to let you say, get the Porsche. He's going to say, let's get him out the hood first. You know, if the money's there, but the money has to be there for you to live like that. The money's there. 50 didn't have to do that. Rest in peace to Hervé from Interscope. She always said to me, man, 50 do more for you than any artist, than anybody does for their artists, more than Jay-Z.
Yayo said the biggest difference between Jay-Z and 50 Cent is approachability. Jay-Z, he explained, operates on an elite level but keeps his distance. 50 may hold similar power, but he remains accessible and shows up for people, staying connected to those around him. Yayo stressed that artists should never forget the people who helped build their foundation. He then shared the moment that stood out most to him. Yayo claimed Jay-Z did not want 50 Cent included in the Super Bowl halftime show. According to what he heard, Eminem stepped in and made it clear he wouldn't perform unless 50 was part of it. To Yayo, that situation felt deeply personal.
Speaking of Cameron,
yeah,
he made a statement recently. He said that Jay-Z loves money more than hip-hop. And he pointed out that Jay-Z performed at Tom Brady's Hall of Fame ceremony, but he didn't perform in any Hip-Hop 50 events.
I mean, Jay-Z's on a whole nother level. Like, I mean, you know,
True.
he's like it, but you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and and you know, Jay got to remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, you know, Diddy, all that crazy shit. But, you know, I always respected him because I looked at New York. Those were like, you know, the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay. So I think people are just going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you know, you got to remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. Like,
wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl?
You know that? Yeah. You know what?
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some hater shit. Yeah.
I remember Eminem was like, I'm not going to do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah, and
I didn't know that Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted him there. I don't know.
Because of what, some of the.
I mean, you know, it's competition. You got to think. 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember, I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 Cent?
That was a long time ago.
That was what, 9? What was that? 9?
But after that, they did a song together. Remember
yeah,
the whole,
of course. But 50 was always competition for niggas. Then remember Jay said, yo, 50's coming. He told Siegel and them, and Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like, he's on a whole nother level. You gotta remember, he came after niggas. He came after Jay and Rockefeller. G-Unit came, and people might shit on G-Unit, but with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has outsold us, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Record executives told Yayo that 50 Cent has done more for his people than many major industry figures have for their artists.
He says to people, he goes into boardrooms and says to people, which I will never say, but he says, it's important for me to be a billionaire, you know, because black people need to be billionaires. And why does specifically he, and that's how I've had this conversation with white money people when they go, you know, it's important that Jay-Z becomes a billionaire. And I go, why? And they said, because he wants to open a casino. You know, he wants to open up this. He should have an alcoholic brand. He needs to have a casino. He needs to have this. And you're like, why the fuck does anybody need a casino? Like another fucking casino.
Money well, would it make it very possible for people to launder money all day?
Yeah. So like, why, even the fact that you want to become so powerful, then
You're not saying because he needs to build schools for black people in black neighborhoods. It's because he wanted to build casinos for black people.
For them to keep wasting their money and then for him to keep
Yeah.
doing these overpriced merchandise. It's a rap trap.
Yeah.
All of it is. The sad part is that hip hop has now turned itself over to this greed machine and doesn't realize it's time to unplug.
Merchandise, it's a rat trap. Hip-hop, Yeo argued, has become consumed by a greed-driven machine, and few realize it's time to unplug. Over time, the relationship between Jay-Z and Diddy reportedly began to deteriorate. Sources close to them claim trust became an issue, with concerns over who would protect themselves if situations turned sour. Jaguar Wright has even alleged that Jay-Z played a behind-the-scenes role in Diddy's struggles, though that claim remains unverified. The combination of ambition, rivalry, and shifting loyalties seems to have shaped the tension between these longtime collaborators.
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
And shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
Roger Bonds, Diddy's former head of security, offered his perspective on the relationship. While he saw Jay-Z and Diddy interact, he never considered them truly close. According to Roger, Diddy believed their connection was stronger than it really was, overestimating the closeness of their bond.
I believe Puff felt they was close. But if you was a person on the outside looking in, like me and Uncle Paulie used to always talk about it, me and D-Rock used to talk about it, yo, why Puff kind of like sucking Jay off so much? You know what I'm saying? Because you'd be like, we done flew to 5 or 6, 7 different concerts that Jay-Z has. But Jay-Z is not at one of Puff's shows. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Rock brunch where Puff will break his neck to get to the brunch. But Jay-Z don't pop up at any of Puff parties. You know, now I can only speak up until 2012. You know what I'm saying? And Puff was breaking his neck. Like, at the end of the day, in our mind, we say, yo, he ain't even invite Puff to his wedding. When he married Beyonce, Steve Stout and all them was there. You know what I'm saying? And Puff was kind of in his feelings, but once again.
Oh, Puff was upset he didn't get invited to the wedding?
Of course he was. You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember, we're security, so we're bottom on a toe pole. So he's not going to show you that it really affects him until you have a little conversation with him, or you say something, or you overhear something. But he didn't get invited to that, you know. Yeah, Jay came through every once in a while, like if we was in a yacht in San Tropez or one of these places like that, Jay might ride up, you know what I'm saying? And it's more or less to show.
Diddy's team often observed that he supported Jay-Z far more consistently than Jay-Z ever reciprocated, highlighting an imbalance in their relationship.
The time I mean, Jay ain't really with Puff. It was no personal into it. It would be like if Ron Burgos is flying from LA on his jet, but Jay-Z just so happens to be going to New York too. We all end up on the jet flying back, those type of things, but nothing to go out his way into. If we in a club, you might be downtown at bed or something like that. Jay-Z might be there, so they end up at the same table, you know what I'm saying? And it was times where I listen to the records now where Jay-Z said, yo, why should I drink Ciroc when Puff, why should I drink Grey Goose when Puff got Ciroc? This is something new that just started happening because I remember we almost got into a big altercation with Pecos and them because
Sean Pecos?
Yeah, because Puff was there and Jay and them was there and they had a bunch of Grey Goose bottles come to the table. And Puff felt like, yo, that was disrespectful. And he knocked over the Grey Goose bottles. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what about fuck y'all niggas doing that for? Yo, da-da-da-da-da. But Jay didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and Pecos came back to the house and explained himself, da-da-da-da. You know, I was eavesdropping and airdropping, you know, because like I said, Puff is always ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Emery had just came home and this, that, and the other like that, and they ordered Grey Goose bottles. Now, why you got 10 Grey Goose bottles coming to the table if you know I'm right here at the table and I got Ciroc? So there's a lot of different things that don't...
From his perspective, Jay-Z and Diddy were never as close as people assumed. They shared money, space, and influence, but loyalty was lacking. Over time, those cracks became increasingly evident. Now, the question remains: could these divisions grow even wider and ultimately affect them both? Share your thoughts below.